actually talking to each other and they can hear each other.
Can I check with the members who are online if they can hear the room now?
No lights on, but nobody in.
No, they're talking to each other.
Not getting any indication that what IT has done has resolved.
Oh, here we
Can the people online hear the room now?
No,
Loud and clear
I
now.
want to. Yeah, we can hear you now, Chair.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Just before we got the messages through from yourselves that you weren't able to hear us in the room, I was proposing, following a comment from Trevor about the IT issues that he had had previously, that we write to the Assembly, whether it's IT directly or broadcasting, to ask for clarification about the issues that we're having with this meeting, because it's not the first time that people who are coming in online haven't been able to hear the room. I know that happened in the previous week, so I'll ask for that resolution. And it is a bit distracting when we're having to email backwards and forwards. Trevor, yes?
Just to add that, Chair, I mean, clearly in the side conversation we're having, the function for chat's not available and the raise hand function is not available. So if we, as part of that conversation, can we explore how that can be fixed as well? Because, I mean, I know I feel Sinead's pain because she probably lives in an area where Wi-Fi is not good or internet's not good, and you turn the camera off. So you want to be able to use that chat function or raise hand, and we should be able, or you should, as Chair at least, be able to see that. So whatever your communication is, could we include all of those issues, please?
Yes, thank you, Trevor. I agree with you. Are every other member happy that we send that letter through?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I think if we have hybrid and we have the access to hybrid, we should have full access to hybrid. I think we all know exactly how to use Zoom after the years of COVID. We should be able to see the chat functions as well, which is a good point. Well made, Trevor. Thank you very much, folks. I appreciate to the folk who are online, you didn't pick up what we were talking about. I had just previously asked for the meeting, or for the minutes of the previous meeting to be signed off, which are page 14 to 18 of the meeting pack. Are you guys online happy enough with that approach, that the minutes are okay? That's an indication, yes. Thank you very much, folks. I had welcomed William. William, you didn't hear my welcome to you, who has joined us now as a change of committee membership. The change of committee membership is listed at page 11 of the tabled pack for your information. And William, you're very welcome to our committee. We've nominated you for several things when you didn't know. I'm only joking. I'm moving on now to agenda item 5, which is the committee strategic planning session, the agreed approach. Apologies. Members, earlier in the meeting, the committee discussed a paper summarising the outcome of the strategic planning session held on the 10th of April and the longer term and shorter term priority work areas identified by members. Members, are you content to agree the report of the strategic planning session and the longer and shorter term priorities listed? Yeah, can I get that as consent? Yeah. Members, are you content to undertake a review of the key priorities and progress in September 2024?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. Moving on then to agenda item 6, which is an update on the implementation of the recommendations from the inquiries into private members' bills and legislative consent motions. Members, I refer you to page 22 to 57 of the meeting pack for the relevant papers. At the meeting on the 13th of March 2024, the committee agreed to request relevant updates on the current position regarding the implementation of the recommendations in previous committees' inquiry reports on legislative consent motions and private members' bills that do not require changes to standing orders. The committee also commissioned a research paper on any procedural enhancements or improved transparency and communication between the UK Parliament and Scottish Parliament and the Seanad in relation to the legislative consent motions since publication of the inquiry report. Members, responses have been received from the Assembly Director of Parliamentary Services and the Chairperson of the House of Commons Procedures Committee. Our response has not yet been received from our own First and Deputy First Ministers. Members, the response from the Director of Parliamentary Services sets out the work that has taken place to implement the relevant recommendations in both reports. It also highlights that the Speaker is currently reviewing the arrangements in relation to private members' bills before issuing new guidance. Members, I ask you to note the response from the Director of Parliamentary Services. Is everybody content to do that?
Yeah.
Yep, thank you. Members, a date for a meeting between myself and the Deputy Chairperson, if Sinead's available, and the Speaker is currently being identified. And at that we will raise the potential standing orders for private members' bills to ensure consistency with the guidance that the Speaker is still actually to provide to us, although I'm hopeful that that will come soon. It's just to make sure that we tie everything together. Members, the research paper highlights that both the Scottish Parliament and the Seanad continue to have concerns regarding the applicability and operation of the Sewell Convention. It also sets out changes agreed by the House of Lords Procedure and Privileges Committee in March 2023 to indicate on order papers and the list of bills in progress when consent had been contested by a devolved administration or was pending. The House of Lords Constitution Committee is also taking evidence as part of an inquiry on the governance of the Union, cooperation, consultation and legislative consent. Members, are you content to note the research paper unless, or do you have any other issues or clarification that you require?
I just make one brief comment, is that on the issue of kind of on legislative consent, but also on a sort of semi-related issue of common frameworks, because it's this thing that involves different devolved jurisdictions. There was so myself and Paula Bradshaw went to a meeting. It's called the Interparliamentary Forum, which is different chairs go meeting. This one was at Westminster. I think there's going to be one at, the plan is, or the intention is that there's one at Stormont. So there was a bit of work taken forward, or there was, I think, an agreement to take some work forward on like engagement between the different legislatures on exchange and how best to, coming up with a common approach and agreed approach. So it might just be worth us either flagging that or liaising with the clerk of the TO committee and the finance committee, who will have the more detail than I have, clearly.
So just checking the proposal on that then, is it that we write as this committee to TO?
I think the clerk of the finance committee and the clerk of the TO committee, just to say we're aware of some of the discussions in the Interparliamentary Forum. Are there any relevant matters which need to be brought to the attention of the committee on procedures based on those discussions around? There was some discussion around LCM, and there was some discussion around common frameworks. Are there any relevant matters that need to be raised with the procedure committee? I would think.
Members happy and content with that happens? Yeah. Yep, thank you. If we're talking about better communications, it's good that we do it within our own place. Members, so is our members then content to note the research paper, and we take forward those written requests through to TEO and the Finance Committee?
Yeah.
Great, thank you. Members, the House of Commons Procedure Committee has indicated that its evidence gathering for its territorial constitutional inquiry is ongoing and hopes to complete the inquiry this side of the summer recess, and asking members if you would note the current position in relation to the House of Commons Procedure Committee inquiry.
Yeah.
Agreed, thank you. Members, can I also ask for your agreement for a reminder letter to be issued to the First and Deputy First Ministers for a response regarding the measures being taken to ensure full compliance by Executive Ministers with LCM Standing Order 42A? Yeah, I think it's important that we get that response back. I know that they're extraordinarily busy at the moment, but we don't want to hold back our work waiting for them. So if you're content, yes. Mm-hmm. Agenda item 7 then, correspondence. I refer members to pages 59 to 87 of the meeting pack for the correspondence received since the last committee meeting. Members' responses putting forward views and suggestions on potential priority areas of work to inform discussions at the strategic planning session were received from the Speaker, the Attorney General for Northern Ireland, the Committee for Standards and Privileges, the Alliance Party and the Chairperson's Liaison Group. And I'm seeking agreement from yourselves, members, to write back providing information on the key priority work areas identified by the committee agreed today, and advising that priorities will be reviewed on a regular basis and consideration given to scheduling other issues into the work programme in due course. All right, is that an agreement from all? Yep. Thank you. Just to advise members that we didn't receive responses from the business, or we had nil responses received from the Business Committee and the Audit Committee. Just to ask members to note the responses from the Business Committee and the Audit Committee. Agreed? Agreed. Thank you.
Agreed.
Members, a letter from the Minister of Justice at pages 67 and 68 of the meeting pack asked the committee to consider changes to Standing Order 42A to allow a legislative consent motion to be brought forward when amendments to a bill are tabled by the government rather than when they are made. I just want to seek agreement from the members to respond to the Minister advising that the issue she raises has been included on the list of work items for the Committee Forward Work Programme, and that the House of Commons Procedure Committee and the House of Lords Constitution Committee are also undertaking inquiries that include legislative consent issues and may inform the Committee's considerations. Agreed? Thank you. Members, just to refer you as well to a letter from the AERC, Assembly Executive and Review Committee at page 66 of the meeting pack, requesting a response setting out any matters relating to the functioning of the Assembly or the Executive Committee, and that this committee considers should be reviewed by AERC. Excuse me. I'm seeking agreement from the members to include designation and cross-community voting in a draft response, and the areas highlighted in the initial list of key issues that have arisen as a result of the Northern Ireland Ministers' Elections and Petition of Concern Act 2022, apart from the Petition of Concern mechanism and the timing of the formation of opposition. I ask them, is our members content that we include that, and ask members if there are any other potential areas that they would like AERC to review that they would like us to include with that response.
Happy with that response.
Happy with that? Yeah, thank you very much. I'm keeping my eye online just to see if there's anything through from Sinead. No? Just double check, Sinead, because I don't want to fly through this and not have any comments that you have there, so apologies if you've said anything. Don't see anything yet.
No, Chair.
Yeah.
No, Chair, that's fine. I'm content.
Thank you. Agenda item 8 then, members, Committee Forward Work Programme. Members, it's page 89 of your meeting pack, and that's the draft Committee Forward Work Programme. Members, the dates in the plan have not yet been confirmed. The draft work programme aims to enable the committee to progress the key agreed priority shorter term and longer term areas of work in tandem, and subject to any views or comments that may have been brought forward at this meeting. Today we've had a bit of a discussion about that. The dates for particular sessions will be confirmed and the programme finalised following our discussion and agreement of the longer and shorter key priority areas. Members, are you content with the draft work programme, subject to confirmation of the dates of particular sessions, or do you want to propose any changes? You happy with that? So, yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Agenda item 9, Chairperson's Business. There are currently no items regarding Chairperson's Business. If we get the meeting with the Speaker, then I'll certainly bring that up under Chairperson's Business at a future meeting. Agenda item 10 is any other business. Members, have you any other business that you wish to discuss today? I think our any other business really is we need to get IT sorted out so we can have our meetings a lot better. But I don't see any indication anybody has any other business. Thank you. So members, agenda item 11, date, time and place of our next meeting. That the next meeting of the committee is scheduled to take place on Wednesday the 1st of May 2024 at 10 a.m. here in room 21 Parliament Buildings. Thank you very much, members. That is, our meeting is now adjourned.
Committee Room 21. Sound.